Either that, or her fondness for list-making was about making her feel more in control of what remained, essentially, uncontrollable. Potato, potato. People to call. 1. Plumber. 2. Roofer. Also, the most important one. 3. Real estate agent. Preferably one from Grandview, the next town over, because she didn't need her business spread all over town. Everyone was always up in each other's business here. She wasn't getting mixed up in any of that. She was going to be in and out as quickly and efficiently as possible, like a spy. Or, a scaredy cat. She pushed down a niggle of guilt at the idea of selling the place that had been Lucille's pride and joy, the place that had been Eve's own beloved summer home for so many years. She told herself she wasn't feeling guilty so much as overwhelmed. Lucille was dead, and Eve was back in Moonflower Bay. And it was grossly humid, way too hot for this early in the morning, way too hot for any time of day for a town on the shores of a massive lake. Time to get back inside to the air conditioning. Okay, well, one step at a time. Literally, because the first thing she needed to do was get off the roof. She made her way to the rear edge, intending to climb down the ladder she'd left propped against the back of the building, and... What the hell? She squinted down at the parking lot, which was empty except for her rental car. The ladder was gone. Not fallen over. Gone. Like, not in sight. She reached into her pocket. It was empty. She peered over the edge of the roof again. Not that she had expected it to magically materialize, but there was still no ladder in sight. What was in sight was her phone, which she'd left on the hood of the car. Crap. She'd pulled it out to take some photos of a section of the inn's interior brick. It looked bad enough that she should probably get it repointed after listing the place. 4. Bricklayer. Mason? Whatever. Brick person. But the to-do list aside, this was extremely not good. She was stuck on the roof with no way to call for help. Except, was that? Mr. Anderson? She called. So much for lying low. Once Carl Anderson, the owner of Lakeside Hardware, realized she was here, so would the rest of the town. Back in the day, his store had peddled more hearsay than hardware, functioning as a sort of unofficial town hall and as ground zero for a pack of meddling town elders. Some towns had beauty parlor-based gossip networks. Moonflower Bay had the hardware store. Carl hadn't heard her. He had to be in his 80s by now. She upped the volume. "Mr. Anderson!" He looked around exaggeratedly. "Up here, Mr. Anderson, on the roof of the Mermaid." Tilting his head back, he regarded her silently. She was expecting surprise, incredulity, but he just smiled.
"Eve Abbott, I heard you were back in town."
"You did?" How was that possible? She'd told no one she was coming. She didn't have any friends here anymore. But perhaps she had overestimated Jason Sims' commitment to client confidentiality. And she'd just been thinking about how robust the town gossip network was. She braced herself for questions. What was she doing here? Where had she been all these years? Why had she stopped visiting Lucille? What kind of monster great-niece was she? But he only said,
"What do you think of the new square? You should be able to get a good bird's-eye view from up there."
She glanced down. Moonflower Bay's historic Main Street ran perpendicular from the bay for about 4 blocks before it widened into an open green space the town used for a weekly farmers market and for its 2 big annual festivals. It, looks great. It looked the same as it ever had, and she knew this view. Every time one of the top-floor rooms was vacant, she used to sit on its balcony and read. Or sit on the balcony and talk for hours on end with he who shall not be named. Or sit and watch the Mermaid Parade from up high, which they also used to do. Except that the last year she watched alone from the sidelines, and he'd turned out to be in it. But no thinking about the Mermaid Parade. Time to lock the mark.